Hey everybody, Jamie Pate here. Welcome to this video. Welcome to what I am calling Project Gratitude. Gratitude is a much important virtue. I'm not even sure if gratitude is actually a virtue. It's definitely an activity. It's an action. It's something that I've worked on purposely, intentionally in my life for many years now. And with that comes a gratitude project, usually in November. I want to share with you today the making of that album. And to start, I put together a little kind of mock-up, if you will. I had some leftover collection from 49 Market. We're going to be making today in this Project Gratitude Journal a hidden binding journal. This is a technique Heidi Swap taught me years ago. It is still so good. So when we make the one that we're going to do today, the binding here will be longer. I was just using a swatch of what I had. But as you can see, when you open the cover, which stays paper because I'm using 49 Market and I want to see the paper. I mean, let's just admit it, our love for the pattern. A little bit of addiction here. And basically, our book is going to go similar to this with a vellum cover, with possibly a pocket to start here. I made a little pocket here. I have a mini file folder that opens this up with. And for this particular book, I just trimmed out some scraps and added them in here. No certain rhyme or reason. So this is basically what our book is going to look like, except for a couple of things that I have provided specifically for Project Gratitude. In today's blog post that is Project Gratitude, as well as included in the comments below, I have provided for you a file of two printables. The one printable is let me start with this one. It's a gratitude, it's daily prompts. There are 30 prompts that I have included. It's already cropped. When you print it, it should crop so that you can trim it to 6x8. We're going to do that in a minute. And then all of these, there's about 30 sheets of 6x8 gratitude. Today I'm grateful for opportunities for writing. I know how much you love the journaling. I love journaling. The more I do it, the more I love it. And I just want to invite you to do the same. So in making this book, we need to get these prepared. And in preparing these, basically, you need to download them. You should be able to print them right from their folder or bring them into your photo software to print them. But what I'm doing here is trimming these to my printer allowed for some crop marks. So I'm using those crop marks to trim my paper down. When I'm done, it should be 6x8. Going to be doing the same thing for the journal pages. And obviously, you can tell already, this is going to make up the majority of our book, right? The journal pages and the prompt. The prompts will start it. So that's why I thought it was important to go ahead and get these trimmed out first. And then we're going to use a cinch. Do you have a cinch? Because that's how we're going to bind this book today. Making sure the main thing you want to make sure of is that you have 1/2 inch on this side to use your cinch. So I'm going to get all of these gratitude prompt pages trimmed out next. As I was thinking through this project and processing, how do I want to go about this year? I wasn't attempting to make it necessarily easy because committing to a project isn't necessarily easy, right? I know I didn't want to have to make something every day. It wasn't about making a tag every day or adding some sort of page every day. What I wanted to be every day was the writing part. That I knew I could come in here every day into this journal and do. I could add to these pages for the next 30 days. That's a big goal, even for myself, but it's still one that I believe is very attainable. And so in creating that idea, I wanted to make this very doable. So that's why I came up with this particular journal idea and this particular approach to these pages. Yeah, these are 5.5 wide because they're half of a 8.5 by 11 page, so that's great. It's fine. It's going to fit inside our book just fine. I don't need all my pages to be exactly even. Okay, we will come back to a moment and we will actually punch these with our cinch. Okay, the next thing we want to do is create our cover. To create our cover, I'm starting with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I'm going to trim this down to 8 inches because our book is going to be 8 inches tall. So I'm just slicing a big 8-inch from the top. We have plenty of pieces left over here. I actually have the very florally part left over, so I think that's going to be very beautiful inside. Probably hindsight told me that I should have trimmed from the bottom, but I didn't, and that's okay. The next thing I want to do is, I don't know if you saw my little note here, I want to make sure my cover is actually 6.5 inches because of how it's going to be coming over the top of the binding and all those other pages. So I'm bringing this in here to 6.5, and I'm actually going to line it here on the bottom portion so that I can actually score it. I have this score blade here at the bottom part of this precision trimmer. So I have it at 6.5. I'm just going to create my score line here. And I just want to make sure that is nice and folded, but we need to make one other score mark. Okay, I have my one fold, and so we're at 6.5. I'm actually at 6 3/4. I went a little long. That's okay because we can trim it later. And so now I want another fold to come in here so that we are at almost about 1/4 inch. I'm not quite there. The binding we're going to be using is the 0.625. It's 5/8. So I think that's going to be big enough. And so now the thing with this cardstock from 49 and Market, it is so thick. I'm like, can you feel my emphasis there? So just bear with me here. I'm kind of massaging this into place. I don't know what the weight is. That's a good question. But it is heavy duty. So now what we're going to do, I have my chipboard here. I've already trimmed this out. It is 6 by 8. And what I'm going to do is add the adhesive on the right side here of the score marks. I don't want to go into the binding. I'm going to attach this to the back of my chipboard. In order to do this well, I'm sort of folding at a right angle that last score so I can snug up the chipboard right against that. And it looks like I need to trim a bit from the top. Okay, so our book is covered. This stays blank. You'll see us fill this in once we get everything bound. We'll have a back for this, but this is how this is going to basically work. And it kind of, this part lays flat, which I really like that idea. So you see I have the We Are cinch out, and this is an oldie. I don't know that this one exactly is still available, but what I'm going to do is come in here with my gratitude daily prompt and the daily gratitude. And I'm going to punch holes in each of those and get these ready to go. Will those pages be part of the filler pages, but I'm also going to add a cover of vellum. Now here's the thing. Anything can go in your journal, okay? I'm just sharing what I'm putting in my journal and some extra things that are going to go in my journal. And as I said earlier, I am not necessarily going to be adding like a layout or photos to this every day. I did not want that to be what this is. So with this vellum here, that's going to be my top cover. I'm probably going to come in here with this filled with gratitude, unless I decide for it to be back behind it. But I think it's going to be part of my cover. So either I'm going to, what I might even actually do is go ahead and punch that with the cinch and have it loose and then have this come up. I think I like that idea. Okay, see, we're kind of winging this as we go. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick at the end of this making of this book of something that I'm going to be adding into, or how to add some pages into here after you've closed the binding. So let me just get this situated here and trimmed. This is some foundations paper, because what I do know I'm going to want to add to this book is some art journaling pages. And so foundations paper is some of my favoriteest paper to work on. It just holds color, paint, and ink so well. So I'm just going to stack these papers here that still need to be punched with the cinch. And a couple more things I'm going to add in here. I do want some pattern pages to be in here as well. I'm going to reach for these peach papers that are so beautiful. Again, the same idea. I might want to add a photo. I'm just saying earlier, I don't know that I want to feel like I have to be adding a photo every day. I want to journal, and I want to write, and I want to share my thoughts and my heart, and just really focus in and glean from the art of that's what I should have called it earlier. The art of gratitude. So I got a couple pages in there of that. One other thing I'm going to add, I need to move this out of the way again, because I have a little file folder template here. And so what I want to do with this is, trying to think how this is going to, yeah. This is actually going to be, trying to think how I want this to be. Same difference, right? How come I can't figure this out? Did you do that? Because I want this to be the front, and I want the pattern to show. So because of that, I'm going to trim it this way. That's what I want. I had to just work that out. I have to see things very visual. So I'm just going to come in here and carefully trace my template. Now you can add a pocket in here. You saw in my little mock-up book how I added in a little pocket that I had made. Anything, sky's the limit with these bound books. Don't know what's going to go in there yet, but that's okay. That's okay. It's probably going to come on here like that. The vellum on top, this on top. I'm seeing a little bit of some interest behind it. Okay, so let's finish this up. So we're going to finish it up. Oh, and you know what else I need? I know one other thing I need. We need our back page, our back paper. So this is going to be our very back paper. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ready to go. And just tuck it in the back here. Okay, and then I have one of these pages. I'm going to put it like a week in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll tuck that in there. And then, same with this. I'm going to go on about 7 more pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's 7. I'm going to tuck that in there. And I might have this right at the front where the prompt will go on in front of that, and then this page on top of the prompt. I'm going to just get this right in the middle. Have a little brad hanging out there. There we go. And then our vellum. And then, let's see, can I get that? Let me make sure I have 1/2 inch here, or I'm going to be cutting into, I think I'm just making it. Wow, throwing things around in here. Okay, wish me luck. Whew, we made it. Awesome. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, now that the holes are punched, let me count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm going to cut off that last little bit. And I just love this rose gold. It is so beautiful. Okay, now one little trick. This is our insert, right? Now with our insert, I want to pull our very front page to be on, let me say that again. I'm pulling our back page to the very front, because that way it covers up the extra little part on the binding and you don't really see it. You especially won't see it in this situation because of the hidden binding. So it's really cool how that happens. But you have to pull your very last page to the very front. I am super excited about this. I'm a little delayed in getting this out. I was hoping to have this at the ready before the month began, but that's okay. I'm just embracing it. It is what it is, and it allowed me to have a few more thoughts on the situation, and I was able to kind of think, okay, yeah, that's how I want this to go. So I was happy for that to be a reality in my life. Okay, so this is our back page, right? So pumping that in there right there. We turn this around to the very back part. I have it on 5/8. And I crimp it. I'm going to go in there just a little bit more. And then this goes to the very, so you see this little part right here? This goes to the very back. Oops, I'm going to need to crimp that some more. That's a little too loosey-goosey for me. Okay, I tighten that up, and now it goes to the back, and you don't see that extra part. And so, okay. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, so now what we're going to do is grab our double-sided adhesive, because you want this to be adhered really well. The back page, I ran out. The back page of our insert is the back inside cover. That's the little trick to creating the hidden binding. I'm going to brayer this down. So let me know in the comments if you've done this binding technique before. Tell me what you think. What I'm going to do is make sure that I'm lining this up so that my back page is lined up to this inside edge. Okay, works this way too. So, got that that side in place and this side. All right, there we go. We got that in. Look, look. How cool is that? I don't even think, yeah, see, I think I still could have made that a little wider. So if you have not made this yet, make your, instead of making this, well, let me measure this right. Instead of making this, well, basically 5/8 inch, go ahead and make it 3/4. I'm not going to worry about it. By the time I'm in and out of here, it will have relaxed. How pretty is that? That is just a really simple way to go about making a journal. You've got some fun areas for play. You've got some pages if you want to art journal, and you have, where'd it go? You have your prompt. I would maybe even go ahead and maybe fold this over and add a little tab to it so I can refer to this as often as I need to daily. And you have pretty pages throughout. You can add more pages. Okay, so here's our little trick. So say you have a little fun add-on that you want to add into your book. You may already know this trick, but you might not. So what you can do is you can take your little add-on. This could be another sheet of paper. This could be some more pattern paper. This could be another pocket. This can be anything that you're able to cut and put in your book. And you go ahead and punch the holes in it. You go in here and you just cut the side that's going to go into your book. You cut the paper on that edge all the way, each piece, each part. And then you can pop this inside your book. Just like that. And it stays. And you can do this with other pages if you want to take a page out. If you wanted to move something that you already have in there, you can take it out by doing the same thing. Just go and trim it out. Isn't that fun? Why I love a cinch. I probably should be the name of this, but we're going to call this Project Gratitude. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found value in this. And also don't forget to cover your back little part of your book that the paper did not cover. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.